Hello and welcome to Survive the Unexpected with your host Frank Pacino and my partner in crime, man Brian. Today we're going to discuss the last four episodes of Survivor Borneo. And boy, were there a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun with them.
It was a good one. It was a good finish this good season.
Mm-hmm.
Decent season.
It's a lot better than I remember. I keep saying that every episode, but like each time I watch these episodes, they get better. So
We're gonna make Frank an old Survivor stand by the end of this. It's the goal. It's the goal. It's gonna happen.
I know I'm a new guy, a new season guy. So we'll see. I enjoyed this one a lot better. Honestly, when we watch season two, maybe I'll be a big fan of that one too. Who
Oh, I
knows?
love AO. Can't wait to start AO.
But anyway, so episode 10, it started out with so Sue or Rich and Sue start questioning Kelly, freaking
Yeah.
out about this alliance thing. She's all over the place. Kelly doesn't know what she wants to do. And Rich and Sue aren't dummies. Like she's hanging out with Colleen and everything, acting all cool,
Yeah. Oh
hipster.
yeah. Besties. Besties for life.
And then we have the little drama between Sue and Kelly. Like they had a big argument because like
And I think that was just them being around each other a lot. Do you know what I mean? Like they're stuck, it's like the actual marooning part of it. It was they're stuck there with each other. There's no distractions. You're just around each other. And I think that they just were the old fashioned girls that just got on each other's nerves.
yeah, I mean, and you live with somebody for so long, you're only gonna argue every once in a while.
Oh yeah.
No matter and
Especially when there's limited food and resources.
right.
Yeah.
And there's nobody's a perfect match to live together. Nobody. So there's gonna be
No.
something that drives you nuts about that person, and you can only handle it for so long.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I agree.
But we also talk about Jervis's baby, about him having a new baby and big celebration and
Yay.
everything. I think it was his fourth kid.
Yeah. Yep.
Um,
Fourth kid, he had two previous, I think all three previous before, and this was the first one with her, if I
okay,
remember
yeah.
correctly. Um,
Rudy had some things to say about it. It was not very
yeah, Rudy
comfortable.
is super dated.
Yeah,
Rudy is
we're
super
not gonna
dated.
repeat some of the stuff he said.
Yeah,
But yeah, he had some choice words. He's definitely a way different generation,
way
so
different.
it wasn't nice comments there.
No. I don't think Rudy's used to being around that type of lifestyle. He's just as ignorant of it. You know what I mean? He's just ignorant of it.
Mhm.
Um, but I feel like he still treats Jervis as a equal on the
Oh
tribe.
yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
He doesn't hold. He says what he has to say, but he never just like holds it over you or anything like that.
No, no, not
But
at all.
in the confessionals and stuff like that, the producers definitely know what they're doing because they're probably leading him on hardcore to get these quotes. And
Oh, for sure. I mean, but Rudy was already tired of it anyway. Rudy was tired of all this by day two.
yeah, he was
You
tired of
know what I
everybody.
mean? He probably didn't even think himself he'd make it this far.
That's very true. I think he said that at one of these episodes. He made it farther than he ever thought he was going
Oh,
to.
for sure, yeah.
Um, but after that, after Jervis Baby, they do the reward challenge, and it's like a balance beam race where they got to get to the end of this balance beam.
Mhm.
Last one to get there is like eliminated. It's like relay.
Relay
So
race. Hmm.
and Jervis wins, of course. They had set it
Hmm.
up early in the episode, and he gets a piece of pizza and a phone call home.
And you get to see his new baby, and you get to see his girlfriend talk, and listen to her and everything. He's super excited and happy about that.
It was kind of cool to
The
see him
reward
share
for
his
his
pizza
win,
too.
huh?
It's kind of cool. He shared his pizza with everybody. Everybody got a bite.
Yeah,
My
that is
selfish
cool.
ass would not have shared that shit
Oh fuck no! I would have ate that whole pizza right in front of everybody, right in front of everyone.
right in front of
Sorry.
everybody. Oh man, sorry. I earned that shit.
Yeah.
You could,
This was
but
on what day are we on? Do you know?
I don't remember what day it's on. It's getting close to it. I think they'd mentioned like the last few days.
Yeah.
So it's like in the 30s, I believe, early
Hmm.
30s at this point. But yeah, Jervis. That's pretty much it for the reward challenge. Not much to say about it. It was quick and
These challenges
fast.
early are just really simple, really easy, really over.
Actually, these last few challenges, besides the reward one, give or take, but a lot of the
Mhm.
immunity challenges that are left, I quite enjoyed. So
Yeah.
I kind of like some of the ones they did, and I'll tell my feelings when we get to them. But yeah,
Yeah.
the actually this one right here, them building the fire,
Yeah.
a lot of fun.
Hmm.
It was kind of cool. They had a torch. They had to run all the way out to the water, keep your torch dry, catch your torch on fire. Oh, I forgot. They built a little pile of wood to try to burn the rope up. Basically, like
Yeah.
winning in fire, like
Right.
fire nowadays. Like that's what
Right.
they're
Fire
trying to
immunity
do.
challenge nowadays. Exactly. This was the one too that was it right after, like happened right away.
Hmm.
Yeah. Hmm.
Yeah. Rich dominates this one. Does a little
Yeah.
funky
He did a
dance
really
too.
good job.
Does a little funky dance too. That had me laughing.
That was a good one.
This episode on is a lot of game, and
It's
so
getting down
it's
to the good players left. We weeded out all the people that had like alphabetical order strategy.
okay. Okay,
Just kidding.
we're down to some good players in Sean.
Yeah, there we go. Some good players and Sean, the Adam Sandler look like. Um, who goes soon. But yes, it's down to the good players, the alliance members, and Kelly really making it interesting on what she's going
Yeah.
to do. It's really a good roundabout story on her outtake on how she's handling this game now.
Actually, Jervis and Colleen tried to flip the vote actually, and they tried to get Sean. Sean was on board if Kelly was on board,
Yep.
and they tried to get Kelly on board, which would have been interesting. It'd been like the first time we seen like
A
a
flip like
a
that.
flip like that, yeah. And it
Yeah.
was the first attempt at one, and
She almost did
uh,
it.
they tried. Jervis and Colleen tried, and
Yeah.
honestly, it was the right move for Sean.
Yeah.
Kelly, she it might have been the right move for her too. To be honest with you,
I think Kelly is probably would have been best if she would have just stuck with her, because when you flip that late in the game, I almost feel like when you flip that late in the game, you're making way too many burned enemies. You know what I mean? You've already
yeah.
built trust with these people for this long. And then when you just flip like that, you're gonna be on the bottom of that alliance, and your
Look,
old alliance is still gonna be mad at
we
you. It's just
we
not a good point to do that.
we have the ability of hindsight, but who would you rather
This is
say at the
true.
end with Hatch or Sue or Rudy or Sean?
Sean.
And if she flipped, there's a good chance that she can get to sit the end with
I think she
Sean.
was really still banking on just like winning because she was a good person too. I don't think she was wanting to
Was
win
she a
because
good
of the
person
game.
though? Was she?
Debatable. I'm not a big fan of her in general, but we'll get to more.
Yeah.
We'll get to more in that in her second season. Um,
I think she's
not
worse in her
not
second season.
huh?
She's worse in her second season.
I,
But anyways, it's a 5-2 vote. Taggy sticks together. They vote out Jervis. Jervis and Colleen vote Sean. They gave up on the hope of the flip, obviously. They just
yes.
voted to vote. Um, so Jervis goes, and that's the end of the episode. I mean, it went by pretty quick. You know, you had when you have two challenges, the episodes are kind of quick, but the rest of the
Yeah.
wasn't filler, so that was good.
It's just good talk about, and the confessionals are. This is when confessionals were long.
Mm-hmm.
Confessionals were longer. They explained more of their game. They explained more of what was going on.
Mm-hmm.
We got to see more of an insight of what they're thinking, what they're planning.
Mm-hmm.
Now they kind of do that over the whole season. You know what I mean? Whereas in this season, they kind of waited until the end to kind of really iron out how the game was going to go.
Yeah. So that's the end of the episode. Episode 10 is out. It was pretty quick. Like, you have a reward and immunity challenge, and then the rest of it was all game talk, which is pretty good. Besides Jervis's baby. So it went by pretty quick. Episode 11 starts out Colleen. It's like a big pity party for Colleen at the very beginning of the episode, saying how she misses all her Pagan members and the Pagan beach, and
she's the last one standing.
yeah. Fun fact: Amanda just learned what Pagagi means. Not
I
that long ago.
did a couple months ago. Yeah, I had never heard it before. Never heard it mentioned ever. To be fair, my Survivor journey just kind of restarted like a year ago, but yeah. Never heard that term.
I won't respond to what I thought she said at first, but I was totally lost.
He's a mess. I'll tell you that is a mess.
But yeah, Pagong started from here because they all start getting picked off one by one.
Yeah.
Uh, but yeah, Sue and Hash talk about Kelly playing both sides. I mean, this is a narrative that's the last few episodes, pretty much. It
Yeah.
just keeps carrying over, and it just, Sue can't control her anger, so she's like, more, more, more,
She's
more, more
yeah,
anger.
she's getting more and more irritated.
Hmm.
Um, and it's funny because like Kelly and her were really close there for a while. They were like talking about how they're best friends and da 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 da.
And
And
they
then
want to take out
now,
Hatch.
yeah, now Hatch is in there.
Yeah, but I mean, she did it to herself. Kelly did. We'll talk about. We'll give it a
Yeah.
little our thoughts and everything. But yeah, and the reward challenge. We have another reward challenge. I wish that I don't need to see a reward and immunity challenge on every episode. I tell you that right now.
Um,
Yes, this one was all right, but like it's I'm okay with one. Just combine them.
I like team reward challenges more than individual reward challenges.
That's fair. To me, it's just like
I think team building in Survivor should be more part of the game than what it is. Like, I understand only one person wins the game and only one person, does all that good stuff. But I don't know. I feel like you're on a tribe most of the majority of the game, almost half the game. And I feel like it should be more of the game of like team building and like winning immunities and stuff like that. And it essentially is. But I feel like not a lot of people get credit for carrying a team or being a team leader or being a team motivator that
are you
should.
sure? Are you sure? Have you ever heard of people like, I don't know, Ozzy?
But yeah, but has Ozzy ever
Joe.
won? No, because Ozzy's
But
never gonna win.
that's
Ozzy's
what
game style. Listen, that's like a whole Patreon episode of why Ozzy is disappointing every time he comes back.
yeah, oops.
4 times.
3 times too many if you ask me. But
Hey, he was good in Cook Islands. I'll give it to him. He was good in Cook
yeah.
Islands. He was a good finalist.
So before we get too sidetracked, the reward challenge was a
Honestly.
multiple choice, and if you got it right, you moved 4 on the plank, and last one to get it, and it came down to Sean and Hatch,
Mhm.
and Hatch choked it, and Sean won. It was like, what was it, on the yacht? They got to spend the night. He had to spend the night on the yacht
Yep, he
and
got to see
sleep
his
in a
dad.
bed, eat some food, shower, and he got to bring somebody for breakfast. Oh, I enjoyed this actually. So he kept telling Kelly, "Oh, I'm gonna take you. I'm gonna take you. Of course, I'm picking you, Kelly. I'm
Of
picking you."
course.
And then all of a sudden, Jeff's like, "Who are you taking? Who are you gonna see for breakfast?" He goes, "Hatch, you like eggs, right?"
Did he even explain why? I can't remember. Did he explain why
I
he didn't
don't
choose
remember.
Kelly?
I
I
don't.
mean, Kelly was pissed, and it's like she had every right to be mad because you told her this whole time that you were going to take her, and then
Right.
you didn't. So then you wonder why she's pissed. Like, talk about jury. He's like the worst, one of the worst players probably ever to make it this far. Don't you agree?
He's so bad.
Oh,
He's
so
definitely the. He's
terrible.
definitely he.
So
It. He's
terrible.
so bad. there's not. There's not a good thing. The only thing I'll
So
give him
terrible.
credit for is that he did know that he needed the flip when he did, but he just wasn't able to do it. That's the
Right.
only thing I'll give him credit for, because he definitely needed the flip there.
Yeah.
He wasn't able to do it, but he tried. But yeah, that was fun. Watch it, and then she cried a little bit, and Sean gets to see his dad, so it's a nice little moment. He gets to come back to the camp and everything like that.
It was weird. It's like
Excuse me.
a weird, I don't know. It's a weird family exchange. I don't know. Just like,
Hey,
I don't know.
we'll never see anything weirder than Greg and his sister. Okay,
Listen, you're right. Honestly,
that is like the weirdest thing I've ever seen.
yeah, it was super weird. It was
And he
gross.
even said, "I want people to think that." Why?
He was, I don't know. He was an odd duck.
Yeah. Uh,
Truly odd duck.
he was weird. But yeah, Hatch, boasts about how this is going to give him energy and all this stuff. Da da da. Because he was struggling there. He's starting to struggle.
Yeah.
The fishing was taking a toll on him and everything like that. Because, he was doing a lot of that fishing for everybody. Nobody else was. So
No, he kind of took that job on himself. I mean, I think
mhm,
people helped for a while, but yeah, he was been doing all that every day himself.
mhm.
Yeah.
So the immunity challenge was post perching.
99 bottles of beer on the wall.
Yeah.
Saying it, oh my God, it would drive me insane. It reminded me of not to like super go far ahead, but David versus Goliath when Christian was talking talking his head off, during that
The
whole mini
Alec.
challenge. That
Yeah.
essentially was that's exactly what Hatch did. He didn't make it, he didn't win, but I mean, same strategy.
Yeah. It was kind of boring. This one was kind of boring, but it
Yeah,
was
it
it
was a boring
was
challenge, but effective
yeah. Kelly wins immunity. Yeah,
again.
again. She's super excited. Kelly talks about going rogue and going her own way, but it's like, was does she not realize that's not how the game works? You don't vote for one,
She's definitely like, no one's gonna tell me what to do.
like,
What they've been doing this whole time, Kelly, this whole time.
right.
You what to do the whole time. Yeah. And then you've been following what they've been saying this whole time. They have no reason to think that you would not do it again.
Mm-hmm. So we tribal council is pretty straightforward. You had the blow up about the reward about Sean and Colleen, and Sean really didn't have an answer. He just like, oh, I just felt like Hatch deserved it. And so
He
yeah.
plays so stupid innocent for no reason. You know what I mean?
Isn't he like a doctor or,
Um,
or something like that? I swear he's something like
I don't remember.
he's so,
I didn't pay enough attention to remember.
he's something where he should be smarter than this.
Yes, I agree.
The vote was 2 for Sean, was Kelly and Colleen, and then 4 for Colleen. Bye bye, Colleen. Very cute girl. That's all I got to say about her.
Yeah, she wasn't the greatest player in the world.
No, she was fun, entertaining, but
She
she
was a
was
good
not
cast
one.
for the first time.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Mhm,
she
for the
definitely
first time.
deserved to recasted, and that's the complete of the Pagonging first one.
That's it.
That's
The whole
it.
tribe's gone.
Sean hopped on board. He thinks he's sitting pretty. And
Dang.
so started episode 12. They actually start talking about the Pagonging. They're talking about how Pagon's all gone and now it's just them. And what was it? Ratada?
Donna.
Yeah. They're like, that's not even a thing. We just call us Taggy or something.
Taggy. Yeah, pretty much just call us Taggy now. That's what we are. That's all that's left. The original, it's just like the original beach whenever they started. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So this is a real maddening scene right now. The Lions are trying to turn on themselves. Everybody got to turn on each other. Hatch trying to convince everybody to take him to the end. And
Yeah.
it's Sue and Kelly fight again. Well, about Kelly, not sticking with the Alliance and everything. It's just like it's the same fight that they've been having for like 5 episodes.
Yeah, it's there's nothing new in that sense. I think that it's starting to get more real that they're getting to the end, and that it's going to be very possible for someone just to turn their back the other way and take somebody else to the end. And I think that
Absolutely.
stress, of course they've never seen that stress before since the first season, so they don't know how to take it or how it plays out.
Mhm.
So they're living it now for the first time and setting the grounds and how serious and how, you know what I mean, how much thought goes and stress goes into it.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, it's definitely people are panicking, running all over the place. They're not sure what to do,
Mhm.
and yeah, it's fun. It's like it's scrambling what you see nowadays. So it was a fun little section of the episode right there. Started at on top of that. It's pretty
Yeah.
fast, and then we get another reward challenge. Uh, this is the mud challenge, and basically you cover yourself in mud and try to put as much mud in your bucket as
And they've done this
possible.
challenge a couple different times. A couple different
Yeah,
times.
Big Brother has too.
Yeah.
We've seen this
Mhm.
challenge before.
Yep. I like challenges like this.
It's not bad. It's just, like I said, I don't need a reward challenge every episode.
Do you notice how many physical challenges there are?
So
There's
many.
only been a handful of mental challenges, and it's not like that anymore. It's
Mhm.
not like that. There's way more mental challenges now than what there used to be. There's a lot of physical challenge. I just feel bad because like people like Rudy like doesn't even have a chance. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Because like if they're all physical challenges, like, and he's an older guy, is not as fit as the younger people, he doesn't have as much of a chance. But he made it
Yeah.
far.
So Kelly wins again. Third challenge win. Oh, I guess not third in a row, but she won the reward. and the reward was that she gets to go watch the first like 5-10 minutes of the Survivors episode 1 at a bar and have some beers with Jeff. And it looks like she
With
probably
Jeff.
showered. Yeah, she looks like she showered and everything too. Because she looked nice and clean.
She did. She looked nice. That's just awkward. That would have been the most awkward reward challenge win. I would have not wanted to do that at all. I mean, cool to watch first episode of Survivor, but I would, for one, I'm surprised they did that because isn't that kind of like
A
an
date.
advantage in the game?
Uh,
Do you think?
no, I just thought it was like, I thought it was a way. I just thought they wanted some romance in there in this season. They try to pair people up to romance all the time.
Who? Jeff and Kelly?
Yeah.
Ew.
It's been weird.
Ew, no, not Jeff and Kelly. That's disgusting. I've been like, listen, Jeff, let me just sit here and watch by myself. Like, I don't want to sit here and watch with you. It's just awkward.
Oh, yeah, and they had a couple beers. They watched the episode. That's all I about to say about it.
Right.
Hatch is definitely shocked because Sue and Kelly are bearing the hatchet, and he's like, I don't get it. Like these, it's like they're that
That's called being a woman.
they're that dysfunctional couple that break up and get back together every other day. That's what they are.
Pretty much.
I hate you. Oh, I still love you. I always loved you. I never stopped loving you.
Just kissing each other's ass, taking it to the end. But they, you know what though? They admit though they're not taking each other to the end. Eventually, it gets to that point where they are just like, you know what? Enough of this charade. I'm sick of dealing with you. I'm sick of being on this island with you. I'm not taking it to the end. That's just the bottom line.
What'd you think of the immunity challenge with the camera? The challenge clue.
With the camera.
Where they had to like go find different things and like, so I found this, da da da. Or they answer the question. They answer questions.
Oh yeah. It was okay.
It was hard to follow.
It was hard to follow. It was yeah, I know what you're talking about now. Yeah, it was kind of hard to follow. It kind of all blended together really easily.
Yeah.
Didn't stand out.
No, it was kind of
Yeah.
And Kelly saved her ass again, wins immunity, and she was definitely gonna go.
This is 4 in a row, right? Correct.
This is
at this point.
No, this is third in a row.
Third in a row.
Yep. And Hatch is not happy. Neither is Sue, or they all wanted to vote Kelly out here.
Yeah.
But they start scrambling, because of course
Hatch has got to change plans because Kelly's not going home now. So
yeah.
He's, he knows that Sean's gonna go, but he just doesn't. He's got it. It irritates him that his game isn't turning out the way he perfectly planned it. Even though it's still working out in his favor, he still isn't enjoying the fact that it's taking longer than what he thought it would.
Rudy and Hatch, do a final 2 deal. Almost everybody has final 2 deals with each other at this point. Yeah. And
but Rudy and Hatch have had one since the beginning.
Yeah, and then Rudy says it's just strictly game. I don't like it. He's like, I don't even know if I like him.
Yeah, he's like, I don't want to talk to him after this is all over.
Yeah, and so Sue explains the game about like when they get to the FTC or not FTC, just tribal council, talking about how the game is, just like life. And all that stuff goes on a tangent. And Sue has a lot of little standout moments in this season.
She does. It was a no shocker that she made it on All Stars. And I think that she gets underrated a lot. I think that her Borneo game gets underrated a lot because she was a really good player. She was always in the know. She was, she always had the ability to not work with Hatch if she didn't want to, but she knew that was her best way to the end. So she did.
Sean goes at 3-2.
Finally.
Yeah.
Finally.
And Sean was so confident Sue was going to go. It was so funny. He's like, Sue's going to go. Hatch is for sure is voting with me. Of course, Rudy is too. Duh. There you go. The man's clueless. What can I say?
I would love to see where he is today.
He's one of the worst players to ever play. To make it this far too, on top of that. And as much airtime as you get. Usually times you see a lot of bad players that get no airtime. So you're like, oh, they're just bad. Like this game gets so much airtime and he's terrible.
Awful. Literally awful. The alphabet, I don't even understand how the alphabet strategy, how he didn't get voted out. How people didn't get angry at the fact that he was voting people out by literally alphabetical order And people were just like, oh, I'm fine with that. I never got that. Never understood that. That needs to be like an AMA.
Yep. So that's the end of episode 12. We're on 13.
Mhm.
And everybody starts talking about what they're going to do with the money, what they do if they won. And of course, everybody has their little stories of what they want to do. It's a nice little segment. Everybody still wants Kelly gone, though. Everyone. Besides Kelly.
They know that Kelly is unstable and that, they don't know who she's going to take to the end. They don't want the uncertainty there.
Mm-hmm. I would have been real interesting to see a final 3 with Sue, Hatch, and Rudy.
Yeah, that would have been.
I'm jumping the gun a little bit, but that would have been interesting to see.
Yeah, that would have been really interesting. You're right.
It's I love this twist. There's no reward, thank God. So they go to tribal council. They have the immunity challenge at tribal council, and it's questions about everybody, which I love, because
I like that.
I love that it shows that you have to pay attention to people, you have to pay attention to the season,
pay attention to their life, pay attention to what they say. Mm-hmm.
And Kelly destroys them basically. Hatch is this is the worst Hatch looks in the entire season. Is this challenge?
Yeah.
Hatch
is just so arrogant that he just doesn't pay attention to other people. It's just his personality. I don't think it's game at that point. I think it's just really just his personality.
And I think if he went into this mentality a season now, he would never win. He would have to learn things about people, because that matters to people in the jury.
Agreed.
We just seen that at Winners at War. Like, people asked Tony about, was our relationship real, and he told things that, we bonded over this, and this. If Hatch was asked that question, I don't think he can say he bonded with majority of them.
No.
So I think I would like to see Hatch play again. He definitely would have to change his strategy up. He would have to get to know some people, because he was bad at this challenge. Awful. Right. Kelly destroys him pretty much. And
this is Kelly's third immunity win.
Yes. Yeah, you're right. Yep. Third. And they go right into the vote. They asked all these questions, and they were hard questions, like who so-and-so's last name, like the first episode people
vote.
I know.
I was like, I wouldn't remember that kind. I can't believe Kelly did, because I wouldn't remember that kind of stuff.
No, I rewatched the episode like twice, and I didn't remember their first names. I don't know their last names. Yeah. So, and they weren't even on the same tribe with some of them, and she knew. I was like, dang, Kelly. But
Kelly was a cotton beast. Back then, huge cotton beast.
Mm-hmm. First one ever. And they have to go right into the vote, which is, they should do this nowadays. I would love it. And
I love having tribal right after immunity.
Yeah. And don't tell them it's gonna happen. Go to the fucking beach and have tribal at the beach. Don't even tell them. Just have like a special tribal set up for like just one tribal special, and then like just have like 8 people. Can you imagine?
That'd be so good.
It'd be so good. Like,
it'd be so good. They would literally be like trying to whisper to each other during the immunity challenge, trying to scramble what to do. Oh, it'd be great TV.
So good.
Be good TV.
So good. They need to bring this back. When I seen this, I was like, oh, it's so good. And the vote ended up being a tie. 2 for Sue, 2 for Hatch. First tie. And so what they did, they didn't just revote. They gave Hatch and Sue a chance to speak and Hatch spoke right to Kelly. So I think I belong here. So you should definitely. He pretty much said, "I belong here, so you should vote to keep me here." That's what
I feed you.
Yeah, I feed you. I helped you get to this point. Without me, you wouldn't be here. And basically, like, pressured her to do it, and she did it. Sue is like, "I'm not gonna beg for you to vote, Rudy. Just do what you want to do." Hatch is like, "You better take me."
Dude, I can't believe Sue just gave up like that too. I really was thinking that she would say something like extra right there. And that was one moment that she disappointed me, is that I really thought that she would give like a really good, like, just because Hatch does this doesn't mean that I don't value myself in this way here. Yeah. And I'm really surprised that she didn't do that.
Exactly. So anyways, on the revote, they vote Sue out. Sue goes at 4th.
Sue goes, which is so sad. It's so sad to see her go.
And she takes it like a champ at first.
She does. She takes like a champ at first. At first. Just wait.
Yeah. So just wait. They wake up for the final immunity challenge at like 4 a.m. Mm-hmm. Jeff shows up and says, "Hey, we gotta go." It's classic. It's a classic. They do stuff like this in Survivor and Big Brother throughout the years.
Yep.
Where they're holding on to like a staff, like a relic, wherever it was.
Whatever they're holding on to, yeah.
And the last one to let go wins immunity, basically.
Yep.
And Rick Hatch is sitting there going for a while, and then he's like, you know what? Why am I doing this? And he just hops off. And because Jeff was trying to bribe him with food, and he's like, fuck
And
this.
they were so mad about it. They were so mad that he stepped down, which I mean, he's right. It was the right thing for him to do. It was the best game move for him to do because he knew that both of them were going to take him. So why waste more energy? But you don't say that. You don't say that.
He does it. He just jumps off and like, you guys are probably going to take me. So
yeah, he gets off and does whatever, rests or whatever. And
Rudy's really pissed at him.
Rudy's mad. You know what though about that part, and that I noticed when I was watching it, is that Rudy was mad at him, but Rudy wasn't mad until Kelly told him to be.
Yeah.
Or who was it? Who was it that told? It was Kelly, right? Kelly was.
Jeff was poking at them both.
Maybe it was Jeff that was poking at him and was like, like, oh, way to go, like making Rudy be the one carry you guys. And then Rudy's like, oh yeah. Well, that's not very fair. You know what I mean? But Rudy didn't even feel that way until someone mentioned it.
That's fair. And it was funny. And then they're standing there, and then Rudy accidentally just takes his hand off. And he goes to the back, and Kelly calls him on it. Like, hey,
$1 million mistake.
Hey, get him.
$1 million mistake.
And so Kelly wins final immunity. This is
her fourth now.
Fourth in a row. And
not too many women have done this.
What?
Not too many women have done this in Survivor history.
No. She's the first person, and it's a woman.
Yeah.
On top of that.
Yep.
So we talk about what's she gonna do? Who's she gonna take to the FTC with her? And she's going back and forth between Hatch and Rudy what she should do. They go, and she chooses to vote Rudy. Do you think that was the right decision?
I think she loses either way. If I'm being 100% honest, I think Rudy would have won because people respected him more. And even though he didn't win a competition, I think they would have valued him more than Kelly. I think Kelly would have lost either way. That's my personal opinion. What do you think?
I think she probably had a better chance against Rudy. And hear me out, because when we get to it, people said they were going to vote Rich, and then they changed their mind because of Sue's speech. Like, it turned off Jervis and Colleen.
Yeah.
And so, like, those were two more votes. Like, if Susan didn't do that, that's two votes that aren't going Kelly's way.
That's true.
So, like, you got to take, like, we have the ability of hindsight.
Yeah.
I think she has a better chance to beat Rudy. I think. But you never really know.
You never really know. I mean, and that was before Jeff was asked. Obviously, Jeff wasn't on the reunion for this one. This was back when Brian was still doing it. But he would ask, hey, if Rudy made it to the end, who would have voted for Rudy?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And then people raise their hand or whatever. But it would have been interesting to see how that would have turned out.
Yeah. So Rudy goes, and then Kelly and Richard have one more night out at the beach, just chilling, reflecting on what they're gonna do. Right. They go to FTC. Oh wait, they burned all the camp. They went down, burned all the camp. We forgot the rites of passage. They did it before.
Rites of passage. I hate rites of passage.
What? You don't like rites of passage?
I don't like rites of passage in any season.
What?
No, not a big rites of passage.
How are you gonna be an old Survivor stand and not like rites of passage?
I know. I'm like, that's like the only part of the old Survivor. It's like, I don't care. I don't know. It's like so mean to say, but it's like, let's spend like a half an hour going over every single contestant of the show. Like, why? I do that in the beginning of the episode and they show everyone's faces and names. Like, sorry. Sorry to be a Survivor bum.
Anyways, they do the rites of passage for the last immunity challenge.
So you like rites of passage, Frank?
I do.
Oh.
I do, because
I get your stand on it.
I would see. I like it when people are spicy with them.
Fair enough.
It's always fun. You always get like every other, like it doesn't happen super often, but there's always that one player, that one tone.
Me with your torch. Oh, Frank. Oh, Frank. What can we say about Frank? Some sassy stuff. Oh yeah.
Hey,
I understand what you mean now.
It's fun. I think it's fun. Hey, I'd rather see the rites of passage than the family visit. Shoot me.
You want to fight today? Is that what you want to do? You want to fight? The family visits are the best part. You don't like family visits? How can you be a Jeremy stan and not be a family visit stan?
Whoa. Where he throws his thing down and goes embrace her, that's great. Let it end there.
Oh my god.
We don't need to see the chat. We don't need
to see. That's going to be our question of this podcast. What's better, family visits or rites of passage? And I'm telling you right now, rites of passage is going to lose.
Okay. Hey man, I have some hot takes, man. Spicy.
Hot take. Hashtag hot take.
Hashtag hot takes. So we get to FTC. They all have time to talk about their game.
Right.
What you think of their speeches?
Obviously it was before they knew exactly what they were doing. I thought they did good for the first time. For being the first time, Hatches was just so polite. You know what I mean?
I think Kelly did awful.
Huh?
I think Kelly did awful.
Yeah, she didn't do well at all.
So Kelly's speech, I did not like. I did not like it. It was, she literally goes, I don't think you should vote for the person who played the best game. I think you should vote for the person who's the better person and who deserves it more. And I was just like, you instantly lost my voice.
We have hindsight, Frank, but
yes,
we have 40 seasons of game to go against. But can you imagine if that's the way they would have voted? It would change. The show would have not lasted 4 seasons.
Exactly.
Literally, Hatch set the bar for that. He did.
I think if Kelly would have won with that speech, it would have killed the show.
Yeah.
Probably.
The only thing that would have saved her is her 4 immunity wins.
Yeah. And you know what? She played great. She just didn't own her game.
Yeah. Yep.
And like all she had to do.
Let's not. Well, hold on. She didn't play great.
She played
okay.
She played okay.
Yeah. She
just had to own her game. And the thing is, she tried to play innocent.
Yeah.
And you can't play innocent. Just own your. That's why people respect Rich so bad, because he's just like, this is me. This is me. This is how I am. Take it or leave it. I played, and he never changed a bit. No. And he didn't. He never ever changed himself a bit. No, he was always that. He literally, the first confessional he had was, I'm gonna win $1 million. You might as well just write my check name down on it already. Just write my name on it. But I think Hatch's was good. Especially for the first one. It wasn't great, but it was good. It was better than Kelly's. It was good. He did an okay job. And then the jury came, asked their questions, and they were decent questions. Some of the questions some of these questions that were asked have been asked again by other jury members in future seasons. I know that someone has asked before, who would you put in your place over, yourself? Questions like that have been repeated before. So it wasn't there have been worse final tribals, 100% worse final tribals in the first. Oh, for sure. Yeah. So there's some, we'll hit some of the beats. Like, I didn't like the high and mighty of some of them. Oh, yeah. I think you guys are both terrible people and all this stuff. Like, stop. How do you feel about statements over questions? Do you prefer questions or do you prefer statements? I think you should make a statement, but you should always have to ask a question. Me too. I think you can say your piece, or you know what? You should ask your question and then you make your statement afterwards. Yeah. And you could base your question around your statement. Sorry. Okay. But yeah, you should definitely have to state your question and a statement. You can't just do one or the other, I don't think. Right. Because it's just yeah. And then Greg, pick a number between 1 and 10. 40. What'd you think of
Sorry,
that?
my brother just got home from work.
You're fine. What'd you think of that? Pick the number between 1 and 10.
I mean, it's better than 1 in a million, isn't it?
So it was 9. Rich picked.
Bonus points if you know what season that's from.
I don't remember.
Yes, you do. 1 through a million.
I don't. Is it All Stars?
No,
I can't remember.
I'm not telling you.
And you make me Google.
It was I'm pretty sure it was Shane Powers in Panama, wasn't it? Didn't Shane ask the 1 through a million
I think so. I
question?
I powered.
If it wasn't there, it might have been on Thailand, but I'm pretty sure it was Shane Powers in Panama.
Yeah, I'm terrible with these older seasons. Like 20 before, or sorry, from Tocantins forward, I remember Tocantins.
You remember fans versus favorites.
Yeah, a little bit. See,
but you probably don't remember Gabon as much.
No, hot take. I don't like mixed seasons. I don't like them. I hate them. I despise
know you
them.
don't like mixed seasons. Yeah.
I'm very anti mixed seasons on both Big Brother and Survivor. It should never be a thing. It shouldn't, like, you look back at all the data and Big Brother and Survivor.
Right.
Most of the time, returning players dominate.
Yeah. Or win. Or win.
I think Edge of Distinction is the first time where they had mixed seasons. A returning player wasn't in FTC.
Yep.
That's season what, 39?
Yeah.
Or 38. 38.
Plus, if you count the Big Brother seasons that go along with it.
Yeah.
Too.
Big Brother, like 18.
Yeah.
Mix. It was returning in the season 13. Mix. It was returning in a regular player. Like, I can keep going. 13,
like, shout out for you. Can't wait to get to you.
We might yell at each other too much. We might break stuff. We might break the internet.
I can't wait.
But yeah, we had some good ones. Of course, we had Sue's Rats and Snakes FTC, and she
one of the most iconic moments of Survivor ever was Sue's Rats versus Snakes speech. How do you feel about it?
I loved it. I loved it because it made so much sense. It's like this island was full of two things: rats and snakes. You are gonna be the one that was openly a rat, or the one that tried to look to your face and was really, or openly your snake, or you're gonna be the one that was just a rat behind your back.
For Sue being a simple woman, she really did kill it during that final tribal. She did a really good job.
When she said, if you were dying of thirst and I was the only one there, I would just walk away. I'd take a step over you and let you die. I'm like, oh.
It was, especially for a girl being her best friend, and then not her best friend, and then her best friend again, and then not her best friend. Like, their relationship is just roller coaster.
When she legit said, I'd let you die and take a step over you or something like that. I was like,
Sue's a bad bitch. I don't know what to tell you, man.
Like, I remember the rats and snake part. I didn't remember that part.
Yeah, that was big part.
Yeah. Big part. But honestly, that almost won Kelly the game.
Yeah.
Because Jervis and Colleen were going to vote for Hatch, and they changed their mind partly because of Sue's statement.
Yeah. I thought they voted wrong. I'm surprised that Jervis voted for Kelly.
I'm not.
Yeah. I don't know. I am.
I don't know. You have higher hopes for Jervis than I do. I tell you that right now.
I like Jervis. Jervis is just cocky. That's all. He's just a cocky guy, but he's a decent player.
Okay, but he's way more cockier than he should be.
I agree with this, but so is Tony. Listen, it ruined his second game. Can't deny it. Tony's second game was ruined by his own confidence.
The man was I can't even do this right now. The man was casted with fucking D players, okay? D players.
Rob.
Rob is not half the player Tony is.
I agree with you.
Don't you dare compare that, man. The Rob took 4 tries for him to win, and he had to play with a bunch of idiots.
I agree.
Redemption Island's going to be awful to watch again.
I don't know. Listen.
Can you even remember?
Shout out to Big Brother 13, not shout out to Survivor 22. We hate that season. No one likes that season.
Can you name 5 people from that season? Take Russell out of it, and Boston Rob.
Take Boston Rob and Russell out of it. Was Jeffra on that season?
No. Hold on, the train's coming. No, Jeffra is on Tony's season.
What season's Jeffra on?
Tony's season.
Oh.
Kagian. You can't even name. You can't even name 5 people.
I know it was listed. I know it was a bunch of white people. That's all I gotta tell you. It's a bunch of white people because I don't think there was a single person of color in that season. Was there? Who? Except for Philip. Philip. Of course, I'm not gonna remember Philip because I hate Philip. No one likes Philip.
I like Philip.
Rash.
Philip Stan.
No. Boo. We don't like Philip. We hate Philip and his pink underwear.
I'm gonna cosplay as him.
Ew. No. Philip doesn't deserve to be cosplayed.
Oh my goodness.
Terrible.
Let's talk about the votes. It comes 4-3. And they read the votes right then and there, which is always cool. I think they showed everybody's vote except for Greg's. Greg was the mystery vote.
Yep.
So we knew it was 3-3 before the votes were even read.
Yep.
And then it comes on to
Greg's.
Greg's.
Also final 2. This is back when they still did final 2s. Mm-hmm. If they would have done final 3s, then Rudy, Hatch, and Sue, or Rudy, Hatch, and Kelly would have been sitting there. Mm-hmm. I think it would have been a way more divided vote.
Yeah, I think Hatch still wins because I think the votes that went to Kelly's way because of what Sue said would go Rudy's way.
Yeah, I agree.
I think Hatch still wins. I think it would be like 3-2-2, something like that. But it would have been close.
That'd been a good one.
Yeah. Yeah. It was, you see it. Hatch does the. Yeah.
Okay, so we finally have finished Borneo. How do we feel about Borneo as a season as a whole? How do you feel about it as on the rewatch?
I really enjoyed it.
Good.
It definitely going into it had been ranked pretty low on me. I think it's gonna be a lot higher than I anticipated.
There you go.
Watch.
That's wonderful. Good.
I don't think it's a top tier season, but there's definitely redeeming qualities to it. Yes. And if you take Borneo for what it is, it's a lot more enjoyable. If you try to go into watching super great gameplay, you're not going to get that.
No, you're not going to like it that way. I think for the time and their first go, it was really good. And the gameplay did play out. And I think that's what they were hoping for, and it happened. Mm-hmm. I agree with you. It's not a top tier season. I don't even think I have Borneo in my top half. But it's close. I'd say it's right around in that half range of where I rank of all time.
Yeah, that's what I think. I think it would be like 20s area.
20s area.
Something like that.
Some good characters that we see again that come back. Hatch, Rudy, Kelly, Sue, Jervis.
Jervis, yeah. I think that's it.
Is that it?
Yeah, those 5, I believe. Hatch. And they all do well, somewhat, I guess.
For the most part, yeah.
We'll get to All Stars.
Rudy gets voted out first in All Stars, but
yeah, he was hurt though. He was old and hurt, and he wasn't. He was
All
not.
All Stars was gonna be fun to watch with Borneo characters in it after rewatch of Borneo.
Yeah. I remember not liking All Stars, so it'll be interesting to try to watch.
I like All Stars only because watching that bitter jury is entertaining. That was probably one of the most bitter juries of all time. Which I love watching. Sorry, I do.
I hate bitter juries.
I hate bitter juries too, but they're fun to watch. They're fun to watch when you're not involved in them.
So we'll just go over the reunion briefly. It wasn't really nothing substantial. Brian Gumbel hosted it. It was cool. They showed their casting videos, so that was fun. It talked about
Brian Gumbel. So getting through these reunions with Brian Gumbel is going to be so hard because I cannot stand him. He's a horrible host.
Conley and Greg said they made up the whole sex thing. They never really had sex. That's about it. That's what,
Literally.
Sean does. I forgot. Sean does say some stuff that's in his questioning and stuff like that. It was like he says a word that we probably shouldn't be saying. Says it a lot, and it's just like, ooh.
Yeah, it's really hard to watch this reunion because they do use a lot of unpopular social cues for nowadays.
Yeah. So
and talk about different things that is unlikable. But it's just a product of the times, and Survivor has definitely grown since then, and they do better now than on topics like that.
Exactly.
So
Yeah.
um
So that covers Borneo. We
yeah,
finally finished it. It took us a little bit. I'll take the blame. I am currently playing 2 org games, and they are kicking my ass right
they
now.
are kicking his ass.
Uh,
I'm taking a lovable break because I
yeah.
need it. A
So
lovable break.
I am in SOG and ETU, and they're both returning seasons.
Mhm.
Heroes versus villains. I'm a hero, and also like a second chance
Beautiful.
season. Yeah. The second chance season of SOG. So I am definitely invested in these games and it's taking a lot of my time. Amanda's been awesome for
Thank you.
being trying to bend over backwards to find time for me to do this.
If I
But
look tired, it's because I am. It's late for me.
me too. I'm tired too. We do have an announcement though. We are doing a special podcast next week or next episode. I don't know when we're gonna post it. Um,
When we
so
feel like it.
yeah, when we feel like it. So we are going to, in between seasons, we are going to interview hosts and org players about the seasons we're watching, about the orgs and their orgs themselves.
Survivor
And
history, things like that.
yeah, so our very first guest is the host of Super Duper, the winner of Broski season 1, Tony Ford. He's a really good guy. I look forward to talking to him.
Me too.
uh I love him as a host. I've never played with him personally, but I loved him as my host.
I've never
So
had him host me or play yet, but yet it's strong yet.
yeah,
I'll probably play Super Duper eventually.
yeah. So we were very excited. We're gonna have a lot of fun.
Mhm.
If you guys want to be a future guest, please just send us a message.
Mhm.
It would be a lot easier for us to fill it out that way. But I think it will give us a little break between seasons because right after this we're gonna start Australian Outback. And if Borneo surprised me, I hope Outback surprised. Like I say, I've when I watched these seasons, I just kind of was like, I'm half paid attention. I'll be honest.
Right, dude. Australian Outback. So Australian Outback in Africa is a good chunk of good characters of Survivor. Good,
Mhm.
I mean, there's a lot of people that return from these seasons later on, so it's a good chunk to watch just because you get a good characters of it.
Yeah,
Not necessarily gameplay is ironed out yet. There's still more on the surviving part of it, but it's still worth it. It's still
yeah.
good. Um,
I'm excited to see.
I
I'm
like
excited to see.
AO. Hmm.
So we'll do the Tony interview. We'll get that to you guys, and then we'll start Australian Outback. We'll let you know in the page on our Facebook page, and we'll we'll start announcing some guests and
Yeah.
everything like that on there as well. We want to expand it more, try to invite more people, try to grow the community and get more interaction there and interact on our YouTube channel. Please give us a like, comment. That would help us immensely, please,
Yeah.
and thank you. We have a lot of fun doing this. It's just our lives are crazy busy. So and I overextend myself always. So
We'll get episode. We're trying to do episodes weekly, but if it's not weekly,
it's every
it's at
other.
least every 10 to 14 days.
Mm,
So depending on editing and all that good stuff, but
yeah.
we're getting them watched and getting the process out. It's just taking us a little bit longer sometimes than what
And
we feel like.
right now I'm working like 60 hours. So I
Yeah.
have 2 kids at home and I'm doing 2 orgs. So I
Right.
am running on E
Right on
constantly.
Easter's coming up. St.
Yeah.
Patrick's Day's coming up.
Yeah. So
But we enjoy you guys watching. We hope you guys are watching the seasons with us. If if you didn't watch Borneo with us, just kind of listened along, we're into Borneo. I personally think AO is a little bit better. I think that AO is a good season to watch. Especially for old Survivor. If you just want to give old Survivor a chance, AO is not a bad season to hop on. So
no, I'm very excited. I was very surprised about Borneo, so I'm hoping the surprises keep coming. I remember I was like, this wasn't too bad, so I'm hoping that this will
yeah,
be a lot better than I remember. Because Borneo was way better than I remember. So like this, the end game especially, the end game
yeah,
was very fun. So
yes.
thank you guys for watching. Please, if there's any way you guys can help support us, I'd appreciate it. Or I guess we'll appreciate it. Yeah, join our YouTube channel. or our Facebook page, Survivor the
Facebook page, we
Unexpected.
always post episodes on there every time. So
Yeah, and we're like I said, we're gonna do more stuff on that page.
mhm.
We're gonna
We
announce
have
our
plans.
guests and ahead of time and things like that, and
Mhm.
get some polls. Like I think you said you want to do one, so we'll start doing stuff like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, thank you guys for watching, and thank you for the support, and have a nice day.